Hi there. I am the speech language pathologist. My name is Alexa, and I conducted your child's assessment. So, your child was referred to us by you based on you mentioning that your areas of concern for your child were in possible delays and regression in speech and language skills. Does this sound correct to you? So for our assessment, we did a test called the Preschool Language Scales because it allows for us to see where your child's language skills are at during play and also see their ability to follow directions and identify familiar items. So this might look like their ability to identify nouns such as animals or to identify body parts and to identify clothing items. So those are all things that we see in young children. We also looked at your child's ability to demonstrate the understanding of different verbs such as eat, drink, or sleep. So these are all things that children are familiar with in their home. And so we hope to see this translate into play skills. So during this part of the assessment, your child did demonstrate strengths in the ability to follow directions. So for this, they were one step and looked like ball in the box, things like that. So we did note that expressive language is an area of challenge for your child. So expressive language really looks at the child's overall language output. So that's what we hear when they're communicating their wants and needs with us or just communicating in general. So for the time that we spent with your child during the assessment, we typically heard babbling and some jargony sounding speech that wasn't very intelligible, so it was harder to understand and didn't have maybe a lot of meaning. We also heard simple CV shapes. So this in speech is a consonant and a vowel that are put together and would sound something like ma or pa or da. Very simple speech sounds. And so typically children around your child's age produce between 300 to 450 words. And you had mentioned before that your child produces about 70 words in total. So children around your child's age should also be producing 2 to 3 word combinations and follow two-step directions and also demonstrate the ability to answer simple questions. So this might look like answering a what is it? Or who is that? Or who are you? Very simple questions that we hope a child can answer. So based on this, this can indicate that there is a possible delay in language skills due to the limited speech output that we are hearing. How does this sound to you? So during the assessment, another area of challenge for your child was demonstrating joint attention. So joint attention looks at your child's ability to essentially play with you as you share in a task together. So this might look like you having a tea party together and your child looks at you and passes you a teacup and is also able to attend to the task at hand. So being able to give the dolly a drink and give you a drink, being able to incorporate you into their play scheme. And we also did not see your child's ability to demonstrate eye contact. So, this is an important nonverbal communication skill, which indicates when your child looks at you that they want to get your attention and they want to communicate something to you. So, we did not see that. And We also did not see pretend or symbolic play during the assessment. So, symbolic play is an important skill that children start to demonstrate as well during their play. And this shows to us that there is development that's happening and creativity that's happening during play. So, for your child, this might look like them taking a cup and giving it to their doll to take a drink, things like that. Does this make sense to you? So, your child is currently 28 months, and there are certain language milestones that they should be meeting at this time that I'm going to share with you. So, when a child is 27 months, we should be seeing them demonstrating the ability to produce a variety of verbs. So, being able to say things like walk, or run, or sleep, or drink, or eat. A lot of the times we expect them to produce verbs that are relevant to their environments that they're surrounded in. So whether that be their home, preschool, friends or families' homes, places where they hear a lot of those verbs and language. And when a child is 30 months old, we should also start seeing them demonstrating the ability to produce a phrase that is including a subject and a verb. So this might sound like mom walks or dog walks, or it might sound like walk dog, things like that. We might see those simpler phrases include who your child's talking about and what was happening. We also expect to see some more grammar increase at this time. So this might look like adding an S to the end of a word to make it plural. So instead of saying walk, we see walks, or adding an ED to the end of a word to make it past tense. So walk to walked, things like that. And we may, during this time also, we want to see an increase in vocabulary. As the child is introduced to different environments, we want and expect to see vocabulary increase and simple phrases as well, and your child's ability to engage in conversations and ask questions of other people as well. And typically, this would be family members and friends. And we also hope to see at this point that a child can produce 2 to 3 word phrases and follow those 2-step directions. So this might look like put the ball in the bucket and get the red block, or put on your shoes and get your coat. So due to these milestones not yet being met, this can indicate an increased risk for delays in language and grammar. How is that sounding to you? So based on this, I am recommending that your child receive speech and language therapy 1 time a week for 6 months. So this allows for us to target areas of challenge for your child and really develop their language and communication skills. So I'm hoping to build on your child's language skills and really increase what they're saying and how much they're saying. And so we're hoping that this will just continue to improve. And I also want to target social skills as well during play. So this would look like the joint attention that we talked about and that symbolic play that we talked about as well. And having therapy for those 6 months gives us a good chunk of time to target these areas and hopefully see growth. And once we hit that 6-month mark, we can see where your child's progress is at and evaluate if your child does need further intervention or if they're at a point where you're comfortable and we feel comfortable either pausing or discharging from therapy. So I will also plan to follow up this evaluation with another assessment that just will confirm your child's social and communication skills, just to make sure that what I saw in this assessment matches the next one that I will do. And so I know that this was a lot of information to take in, and sometimes it can be hard to hear a lot of this. So I want to take the time now to answer any questions that you might have and just get your input and feedback into goals and intervention strategies that we might do to really best support your child. So I just want to say thank you for the opportunity to evaluate your child and for meeting with me today. I am just really looking forward to working more with you and your child. So thank you very much.